Okay, I haven't even introed this video yet for this week, but I'm just gonna start here because I don't have a whole lot of time. It's 6 p.m, it's Thursday night. Artie and I have just gone out on a last minute mission because I wanted to do something special for Jake and myself, but like mainly Jake this year. That was like a little surprise because I feel like us adults get left out. And I was gonna buy us advent calendars because I did that last year, but then like work's giving me one anyway, and I was like, I don't need 2 advent calendars. So I just saw something pop up this afternoon on one of my friend's Instagrams, and she's very creative. She's a teacher. They have this like really cool property that they live on, and she just, I don't know, I always get so inspired by all the cool things that they make. Anyway, so she posted tonight that they have like a family advent calendar that they've made, and it's like a piece of like stick or like driftwood hung on their wall with like 25 Hessian bags, and in each bag has like a little treat for all of them that they get to enjoy after dinner together. So I thought, yeah, that's perfect, that's what I need to do. So obviously, typical Hayley last minute things, I've gone to Kmart and this is what I've got. So I couldn't get more than 2 packets of the Hessian bags. There's 8 in each packet. So I've got 16 of those ones and 8 metallic ones. So I figured, because I got like some big treats and some small treats, so I'll do all the bigger treats in like the metallic bags, and then like we just know that we won't be having like the big ones every single day, because I guess like that's the thing, is we don't have that stuff every day normally. So I got those. I couldn't get little wooden cards to write the numbers on, so I got these little brown cardboard place card numbers, and I just got a hole punch, so I can obviously hole punch those and I'll decorate those with the numbers. Some hooks because I'm going to have it fixed onto the wall, and I found some chunky white rope. This was a very last minute put together, but this is 4 meters, so that it's got to work, right? And then I got this cute little blackboard sign that I can put like the xoxo's 2022 advent calendar or something and stick that above it on the wall. I'm not even going to show you. I will properly film what I've got. I'm just not going to do it now. I'm probably just going to like, yeah, time lapse putting it together, and then I can chat more about it later. And if anyone has questions, they can ask. But obviously you want to do it next year, because by the time you see this, we'll be like a week into December. So anyway, Artie is currently playing with the kitchen utensils that go with his kitchen he got for his birthday that we just haven't built yet. So he's entertained for 5 minutes while I at least set this up, and then I'll feed him his dinner, get him down, and then I'll have like an hour when he goes to bed to quickly get this made and up by the time Joe gets home. So enjoy watching and wish me luck. Okay, Artie ate his dinner so well and ate his little snack, and it gave me enough time to write the numbers on the cards, hole punch them, sort all the stuff into like what days, you know, just 24 days worth. I didn't include Christmas Day because I'm like, well, Christmas Day you're gonna have enough anyway, like as if you're gonna, anyway. So I'm gonna show you what I've done, and then pretty much we are gonna go and have a shower, and someone's gonna go to bed, and then I'm gonna put them in their bags and hang it up. So I'll show you. So we've got savory with the little sweet snack piles. I tried to sort of do it like I counted out Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday in my head as I was putting all the numbers down, because I've tried to rig it so that we get the better snacks or stuff like this on like a Saturday or a Sunday, or like a Friday or a Sunday night. So again, I'm not going to go through and show you like every single day, but obviously there's days where we have like a big full-size bar, and then there's days where we just get like a little elf and a little mini Bueno thing. We've got like these little Kinder Bueno Santa things. Yeah, so I've tried to do it, like I said, so that like these bigger snacks are on like a Saturday night or something. So yeah, it's kind of, I thought it would be a bit of a cuter way to do it. So that's all done. They just need to go in their little bags, get hung on the rope, and then hang the rope up. But like I said, I'm cutting it very fine for time, so I'm going to go and sort the child and then come back to this.
Hold up, I am on my way, I'm in motion. Let's go to the ocean, yeah, let's go outside. We can hang out on the beach without freezing. Yeah, isn't that amazing? In Christmas times, We'll be chilling and having a good time. Doesn't matter if the snow is falling or the wind blows and the rain is pouring. It will always be Christmas in my heart. But this year I wanna hang out with my friends and family, making angels in the sand. You ready? Doesn't matter, it is Christmas in my heart. And I can promise Santa's coming to visit. No, he wouldn't miss this in Christmas times. Oh, and the sun said it is just getting better on a blanket with the skyline painted in blue. Ooh, yeah, that's what we do. We'll be chilling and having a good time. Doesn't matter if the snow is falling or the wind blows and the rain is pouring. It will always be Christmas in my heart. But this year I wanna hang out with my friends and family, making angels in the sand. You ready? Doesn't matter, it is Christmas in my heart. Here we go. All right. Dance, dance, now this Christmas, we're gonna dance. We're gonna dance, 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 come on. Dance. We're gonna dance, dance, have a good time. Dance, dance, all night long. We're gonna dance, dance, and have a good time. I think Santa's gonna come and join us in this song. Doesn't matter if the snow is falling or the wind blows and the rain is pouring. It will always be Christmas in my heart. But this year I wanna hang out with my friends and family, making angels in the sand. You ready? Doesn't matter, it is Christmas in my heart.
Okay, so Jake's just got home. It's been a crazy hour and a half since I last spoke to you, but I've got them ready to go on the rope. I just need to get the hooks up on the wall to get the thing hung up. And obviously he got home before I could finish it, so I like shoved it on the table, put my jumper over it. Artie's gone down, dinner's almost done, so I'm gonna quickly get it up so that when he gets out of the shower I can be like, I have a surprise for you, and I have to cover his eyes. So anyway, stay tuned.
Christmas lights are all around. I can see them now. It's like they spell your name. It's insane. Now we're back here once again. Holidays and cheer. But now I got my eye set on you. I'm not gonna play it safe. It's going down on Christmas Day. 'Cause I've been trying to tell you in every way. Yeah, I've been trying to show you, but somehow failed. I wanna have someone to hold, walking through the falling snow. I've been trying to tell you in every way, but now I'll get it done. I'm not gonna wait and right around the mistletoe. I'm gonna let my feelings show. Always got you on my mind.
Have fun around Christmas time.
Yeah.
Are you ready?
Oh, cool.
This advent calendar.
I know, I can read.
Oh.
How did I not see that walking in?
No, I just did.
Oh.
So I made this. That's why we raced to Kmart this afternoon. But I just didn't have time to get up on
What's
the
in
wall.
there?
Well, okay, so it's just a little treat. So it's for like after dinner every night.
Yeah.
Right? But like some days it's like something savoury and a little bit sweet. Some days it's just all sweet. Some days it's like full-size Cadbury bars, other days it's like little mini bits. And they're all just like mixed. So like the size of the bag doesn't necessarily mean that that's a better one. But then I've also rigged it so that like some of the better ones are for like weekend nights. Because,
I got you. So number one's
So
cool.
No.
Oh no.
Because it's Advent, so you're supposed to find it.
Oh, there's one there.
There's one there, yeah.
That's cool.
How cool.
That's sick.
You know, my friend Megan that lives like in Bullsbrook with the 3 little boys, yeah, she put something up on her story today and I was like, that's what I can do because I wanted to do something cool for us. You don't know what it is though. But yeah, how cool is that? And then we can put it away and then do it. Yeah. So next year you're in charge of it.
Beers.
No. No. Do you love it?
Yeah, that's cool.
It's so cute,
That's
right?
not what I thought.
What did you expect?
I don't know what I was thinking actually. I knew you weren't pregnant because...
I love that I had to justify that though.
Because, spoiler alert, we have pregnancy.
Totally a ruin the moment situation, but yes, I did say to Jacob when we get to the end of the packet of protection we currently have is when we just won't be buying anymore. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed our little adult advent calendar and yeah, we can't wait to make this another new tradition for us every year. Okay, bye. Good afternoon. I'm currently in the spare room doing the clothes situation. If you know, you know, from last week. Artie is asleep next door, so I just can't talk super loud like I normally do, but that's okay. Just actually checking because I put him down at like just after 11 and then I've been running around the house. I had to like put a bunch of washing and stuff away in mine and Jake's room. We got a new bedspread. Oh yeah, he's like hardcore passed out. I picked up a new bedspread yesterday. We have kind of like had the same one since we've moved in, so we just like wash it and use it every time. And sometimes that's frustrating, especially when you have a baby who, yeah, gee, I don't know, decides to poop and weep all over everything. That was really fun when he was little. The amount of times we'd be like up late waiting for our sheets to dry. Anyway, this new doona set that I got, I'll show you a picture. It's like so cute, but it's blue. Jake picked blue because I picked pink for the last one. There you go. How cute is that? I was about to say, it's like blue waffle. But it is. It's like a waffled material and it's a beautiful shade of like a navy blue. It's a little bit heavier than our other one, but like we have a top sheet now because it's summer. So we just like roll the blanket off. Anyway, it's fine. It's like just normal cotton underneath it. But yeah, so what I love is that, see these pillows in the back? These European arch cream colored pillows. I bought those pillowcases because they obviously match our light pink rainbow arch bedding. And I was like, I'll just get like a cream color because then it will go with any bedding that we have, which obviously it does. But I only just now, a year and a half into living in this house, pulled those pillowcases out and bought European pillows yesterday at Spotlight when I picked up the new doona cover. Oh, I was like, how am I still so bruised? It's not, it's a shadow. But yes, I love that I finally got those out. Obviously that picture on the wall is not centered, so don't even at me for it. It's just stuck up with a 3M hook. It was centered when we had Arthur living in there in his bassinet because our bed was further over to that side. Our bedroom is quite big, but it's kind of rectangle as opposed to square, so you have the ability to move the bed over and have it like central to the TV or whatever, then have more space between my side of the bed and the bathroom opening, which that plain part of the wall is where we had Artie's cot. So when we've moved the bed back over now, we just haven't fixed that picture, but that's because maybe I have something else coming. Maybe I'm not allowed to talk about it because it's a surprise for Jacob. And he doesn't watch my videos anyway, so it's fine. So anyway, that's what that's gonna be. So yeah, it's Saturday today. I don't even think I've introed this video yet, so whatever the intro was, I more than likely filmed after I even filmed this. But that's okay. So as far as this room goes, I haven't done anything since you last seen me do something in the last video, other than I washed all the covers and I've put the car seat back together. My mum watched me do it and she was like, you're a psycho. I'd be throwing that across the room right now. But I love it. I don't know what it is. I'd love as like a side business to have like a pram and car seat cleaning company. Like I just think it would be so cool. I love that sort of stuff. It's just like part of my little OCD being is like I love cleaning things when they've been really, really gross. But no, jokes, I couldn't do that for a job. But anyway, it looks like brand new and we really only used it for like 4 or 5 months, so it pretty much is. Yeah, so that's all washed and put together and sealed back up, so that can go in the cupboard now. Yeah, I'm just going to keep cracking on, go through all the piles and try and at least divvy them up into, yeah, a donation pile, a keep pile and a give to friends pile. And then go from there. This cupboard that's in here, the wardrobe, has like kind of become like the Christmas present stash cupboard as well. Not like from like hiding them from Jake or anything, but more so like if they're in the one spot, I'll just know where they are. There's like boxes of stuff in here that's Artie's birthday presents or Christmas presents that we picked up with his birthday presents, and we sort of just split them up. So even the spare cupboard in the playroom is just full of stuff like toys that are in boxes still, because he just got so much stuff and I didn't want to give it to him all at the same time. I'm currently sitting on a stepping stool. If you follow me on my VSG page Instagram, you'll know I had a good chat last night about just like some things I've been going through with my body. So obviously the bruising is one thing. I'm having bloods done anyway, so that will obviously bring up anything that might have something to do with that. Also now having my thyroid reverse tested, and for Hashimoto's, because I went and saw a chiropractor yesterday for the first time in years, other than our family friend Shelby that used to just come to the house and give us an adjustment, especially during my pregnancy. That was amazing, but she's moved away now, so I don't get to see her. But I just kind of mentioned to my coach this week about my knees being really, really sore, like my kneecaps. Like if I poke my legs and do this, I can't feel anything. There's absolutely no pain. But when I bend and I go to sit down or I go to like stand up, there's so much pressure in my kneecaps. And I have dodgy knees anyway. But it's really frustrating because like I've lost almost 60 kilos now. Like I've lost 57.7 kilos, which blows my mind. And in my head, I assumed like I'll just feel better when I've lost all the weight. But then I'm at this point now and I'm like, is it weird that my body doesn't feel any better mechanically? Like obviously I do, but not completely. And there's things that like maybe my knees were always just really bad, but I just never noticed it as much because I just put everything down to being so overweight. So anyway, that's been frustrating, but this chiropractor was amazing. My hip has been out for probably since I was pregnant. Like the first few things that he did, he was like, he had this look on his face. He was kind of like, and then I was like, is everything okay? And he was like, honey, your whole hip is like almost out of its joint completely. And I was like, oh yeah, that would make a lot of sense. Cause like I struggle with sitting into my lifts, like in the gym. I lay in bed at night on my back and I have to like drop my knee to the side, or have my knees up if I'm laying on my back reading my book or whatever, because I cannot lay flat on my back without my hips feeling like they're literally gonna crack apart. So anyway, he was like, I wouldn't be surprised if it's been out of place since you were getting ready to give birth and then you've gone through the surgery and everything and you've just like, the pain has just become so normal. And I'm like, well, yeah, I have a really high pain threshold though, which gets me in trouble a lot. So I don't know. I was like, maybe it just is a thing. I said, but I also didn't give birth naturally. Like I had to have a cesarean. And he was like, yeah, but your body doesn't know that you're going to have a cesarean. So it still had to get ready for giving birth. Your pelvis still had to shift and all the rest of it. And I explained to him how I could almost like barely walk at the end of my pregnancy. And he was like, yeah, well, that goes to explain it. So I probably did do it during the end of my pregnancy. And again, I've just become so accustomed to the pain that it's like normal. And now my knees and my ankles and my feet are cooking out because of it. So anyway, it's nice to have some answers. I bought a TENS machine. I'll put that here in writing so that you can see what I'm saying. If you know about them, you'll know that they're amazing for natural pain recovery. They're not a complete fix, but they do help, especially with like loosening up the fibers in the muscles to actually like give you some range of motion and some movement. So I've just been doing that before bed while I'm sitting on the couch. I just do, yeah, like the top of my quads and then just above my kneecaps, and then I'll start doing my hip and my lower back as well when I can be bothered. It's just a little bit hard, it takes a little bit of time. It's like 7 to 10 minutes like per spot. So yeah, just gonna start doing that. And basically to see how we go from there. It was really funny. He looked at my pre-assessment sheet and, you know, I ticked things like, was like, oh, do you suffer from, or have you suffered from any of these? And it was like headaches, migraines, sinus, anxiety, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, ticked all these little boxes. There was like 40 things on there and I only ticked like 5 or 6. But straight away from looking at those, he was like, your hormones are out. Do you get normal periods? I was like, yeah, I do now. I said, it's actually really on fleek every month, same day, like bang on. And he was like, okay, well that's good, but he's like, yeah, you've got a hormone imbalance somewhere first up. And I was like, okay. And he's like, your neck's out. And I was like, whoa, all right, calm down. Like, you haven't even touched me yet. And then, yeah, like straight up, he laid me down, grabbed my legs and like dropped my hips and pulled this up. And my feet were literally like this. So like that was as far as this side of my right foot could go. It didn't sit up straight. And if I tried to sit it up straight, I had to like, I buckled into my hip. And then, yeah, so he's like, no, I want you to hold your hips here and do this. And then he just like lifted my feet up and it landed like this. And then he tried to straighten it and every time I was like, so then he like pulled my knee up, had my foot up and then like twisted my knee to the side. And my right side literally was like, meh, and then this side was like full range of motion. So he was like, I don't know how you've been living with this pain. He was like, obviously I don't know you and I'll get to know you over the next few weeks and how you react to the treatment. He was like, but that's not normal and you should never ever let anything get to that point. And I was like, I just don't like to complain. And if I'm complaining to Jacob and saying that I'm sore somewhere, he knows I'm sore. I don't know what it is. This pain tolerance, yeah, literally gets me in trouble. But anyway, so it's 12:30. Jake should just be on his way home from work now. Went and caught up with Jack this morning, our old housemate, who's our best friend. We just went and got coffee at Bunnings with Artie and had a walk around. And yeah, it was really nice. It's really nice catching up now since he's not lived here. It's just a bit more personable, like we have things to talk about, and it's, you know, he loves seeing like the new things Artie's doing because he was seeing him every day before, which he absolutely adored, but he's like, I do miss him. But yeah, so that was really nice. And then I just came home, put Artie down, and like I said, I've just reorganized our room, put all our washing away, hung things up, and then yeah, so I'm gonna get cracking with this. And it's my dad's birthday on Monday, so he's coming over today and we're gonna do just like a little cake this afternoon for him. And yeah, that's pretty much it. We've got a little cute kids festival to go to tomorrow for Jake's work. It's like their way of like saying thank you to the family for, yeah, like supporting Jake, you know, for working and stuff. Obviously it's not just for him, it's for the whole company, but yeah, as the employees, they do that as it's like a family festival every year. So that's really cool. We're looking forward to that. I think it's going to be hot, so we'll try and go early, come home, let Artie have a big nap, and then maybe go to the beach for the afternoon if it's not too hot. So we'll see. Getting closer and closer to Christmas. But yeah, anyway, enjoy this vlog and I'll chat to you in the next bit.
Feels
Here we are. So Arthur doesn't really like me holding him anymore. Okay, you can get down now. Go on. Okay, bye, y'all. I don't know how to stop this.
It's afternoon. Good afternoon, everybody. I totally just did that in my voice that I do to Artie when he wakes up from his naps. So it's Thursday today. Now, I'm apologizing in advance that this week's vlog is going to be a bit boring because I've just been so busy. I tried to get back on the training, routine this week, and that was a bit hard to, I don't know, it's all kind of been a bit up in the air. I think like I'm in the week 3 of my cycle where I'm like ovulating and like in that fertility phase. So yeah, like we haven't physically started trying yet. So I knew like at the beginning of the week that I would be having my first lot of preconception bloods this week. So I knew that meant like I was in that week of my period where I feel a bit like yuck and kind of a bit lethargic and just a bit like meh. Work was a bit of a weird one for me this week. I had lots of like admin-y kind of things to do. Pick the camera up a bit. I was wondering why I had to like fit into it. Yeah, and so I spent a lot of time at my desk compared to what I normally do, and I was just like a zombie by the end of it. And then yesterday I had quite a busy day. This is my only day off this week, so this is my Friday working week, which if you know, I do 3 days one week, 4 days the next. And I love that for me. I love the flexibility. I love the weeks where I have 2 days off because I get to catch up on more things. Like today is more of a don't do too much, just spend time with Artie. So yeah, I think just with that 2 weeks of my mum being sick and like our routine being a bit out, like I've just not had the energy and motivation to get back up there. Like I've done things because I've had to, because I'm still doing 75 hard and I have 8 days left. 8 days left, and when I tell you I am craving a cold glass of bubbly Prosecco, oh, you know that I'm not a massive drinker. So when I say I'm craving it and I need it, it is legit. So I'm very excited because I finish next Friday the 16th, the day before my work Christmas party. Obviously post-op I'm not going to get white girled anyway because, well, I probably will off 2 drinks, but you can't have that much. But I'm just so excited to have like a nice social drink. One of my best friends is coming over from Dubai. He was my work husband for a long time and we just were really close. He's like a big brother to me, and so when I told him, guess what, I'm pregnant, and he knew quite early on because Jake and I worked together, so we like cornered him and we're like, guess what, we're having a baby. So he was so excited. Then he's also like, guess what, I'm moving to Dubai. And I was like, are you actually having me on? So I was so upset. But anyway, when we had Artie and we were in the hospital, yeah, like we FaceTimed him at midnight one night and we were on the phone for like a good hour or so, and it was just like, we feel like he's just been there the whole time, but not physically. And he did come over this year and we got to see him. Jake was still working with me at that point, so he came home with Jake from work one day and surprised me, and that was really cool. So anyway, I'm really excited because yeah, he gets in the day before and he's going to be at the Christmas party, so it's just like the perfect time to be catching up. We were going to take Artie initially, but with how he's been with his routine and sleeping and stuff the last couple of months, where we've like taken him out for dinner and we've done things and we're just like, it's just too hard. I just don't think we're going to bother because we don't want that pressure of like, you know, Jake hasn't seen everyone for ages, so he's going to want to catch up and have a couple of beers, and you know, I might have 1 or 2 drinks and that might not make me feel the greatest, so then we'd have to Uber home. And yeah, we just don't want to be relying on like not staying as long as we want to or having a good time because we have Arthur with us. But they've done it from like 4 till 10, so it is family friendly if you do want to bring your kids, but you know, we could end up going out after, I don't know. So yeah, I think at this stage either he might go to my mum's or Jake's sister might come and just chill here for the night. And yeah, like we'll just see what happens. But either way, I'm so excited. We just ordered my Christmas presents last night, and when I say we, it's because Jake and I have one of those relationships where, and I'm a big like person for this, if you are someone that gets let down so easily because you are a constant giver, and when things aren't reciprocated the same, you're grateful and, you know, accepting, but deep down you're kind of like, I wish people would put in a little bit more effort just like I do. So Jake's sister is very much the same as me. She's like, I will give and give and give. So when it's not reciprocated a little bit, or at least to a similar level, especially for things like Christmas, then like I know she gets upset. So, you know, I like reach out to the siblings all the time, and I'm like, make sure you guys have jobs now. You buy your sister something nice for Christmas, because she has done nothing but spoil you guys for years and years and years. But anyway, so we kind of like vibe with that whole thing as well. So anyway, as I was saying, Jake and I, if we want something, we save and we buy it. So when it comes to things like Christmas and birthdays and whatnot, Jake's like, I just want money. I'm like, mate, I'm your wife. I work off the same budget as you. I'm not giving you money for Christmas. He's like, no, not from you, but like if anyone asks, just money and vouchers, because then I can blow it on things that, like, you know, he can buy a carton of beer, or he'll buy a new PlayStation game. Things that, even though he gets like his own splurge allowance every time he gets paid, like he only uses that if he goes out and, you know, like has beers with the boys, which isn't very often, or if people are coming over for dinner, he's like, oh, I'm gonna go buy some beers, and he uses that. And I'm like, no, it's there for you to buy like a PlayStation game when you want to, or do whatever. So we both have that. You know, for me it might be new skincare or new makeup a couple of times a year, so it makes it hard when it comes to Christmas. But I am obsessed with this shape of glasses. Now, if you remember, I got these ones in my Shein haul before I went to Bali, but they came cracked, and they're very plasticky and flimsy. They were like $2.50. My other super cute like tortoise shell with slightly more squarer ones that I wear, that I had 2 pairs of from Kmart, Arthur broke both of them. I know it's my fault, I shouldn't have had him near him, but sometimes when you just need something to distract him and you don't have toys, it's like, yes, just grab my glasses, whatever, because he pulls them off my head. Anyway, he crawled across the floor pushing them down, and the hands literally snapped off them. My other pair were a bit shit and broken anyway, and I kind of tightened them with a little mini screwdriver and tried to make do, and then I was driving and like the handle literally fell off. So anyway, I said to Jake, I would like a new pair of decent sunnies. I've bought Key glasses a lot of times over the years, and they like last me forever, and you know, I make sure I put them in my case and I look after them. These ones, because I know that they're so cheap, I'm not so fussed about it, but I know that it doesn't matter how much you spend on things, you should look after them anyway, and I am pretty good. But now that I have a kid, it's a little bit different. Sometimes I don't, you know, he might grab them off my side table, or just things, shit happens. Literally, we're human. I'm not even going to try and pretend that we're perfect, because we are not. So anyway, I sent Jake 2 links. One was to a perfume that I want from Mecca, and it is the Market Flower, or Flower Market, from Replica. It's super expensive, so I was like, just get me the 30ml bottle, at least then if I don't like it like I used to, it's, you know, not a massive waste, because I'll just use it sporadically. I still have my Versace crystal perfume from our wedding, and that's literally, I'm obsessed with that. I've got it when I was pregnant. Some people said you probably won't like the smell of it after your pregnancy, because, you know, if you were nauseous and stuff from it, but I still love it. Same as my Bang & Body moisturizer, obsessed with both. So I was like, I just want something like a little bit different, and I feel like as I'm changing, I'm like, you know, I'm a little bit more girly now, and I was like, I want something a bit more like fruity and nice. I'm just watching this huge moth fly around outside my window. Was it a butterfly? Not sure. Squirrel. Anyway, so yeah, I asked for some perfume, and then I asked for glasses that are similar to these from the Key website. I'm pretty sure they are called the Art Collective or Art Deco or something like that. Anyway, I'll share the style when I get them, but I got them in black, and yes, I have a proper case in my car, my Versace case, because I used to have Versace glasses. So I was like, I've got that in the car. I know that I'll put them in there, because it's what I was doing when I had good sunnies for ages, even my cheap Kmart ones. And then, so I got the perfume and the sunnies, and then I had a Shein cart that I'd had sitting there that I kept adding things and changing things to over time, and we bought that. And so when that arrives, I had a couple of presents in there for, yeah, like the sisters and stuff, and then I've got like 2 Apple Watch bands, a couple of pairs of cheap glasses like this again for things like going to the beach, or, you know,
days where I'm doing lots of running around, or even just for work, because I constantly have them on my head at work, and like I'll go to like pick something up, or you know, I'm running around doing things and they do fly off my head. So that's why I did have 2 pairs of sunnies, because I'd have my good pair for like days off and the weekends, and then I'd have my shitty pairs for work, you know, or for like if we go for a walk, or if I go for a run, at least if they fall off my face or I drop them at the park, like it's fine. So yeah, that, a couple of little like cropped t-shirts with like cute little pictures and stuff on them, and 2 outfits. One's like a cropped shirt and skirt set, and one's a high-waisted culotte pants and matching top set. So I'm hoping that they might even arrive before our Christmas party, because last time I did a Shein order it came quite quickly, and then I can maybe wear one of the outfits for that. If not, I'll pick something. But yeah, so anyway, when all of that stuff arrives, again, it will get wrapped up and go straight under the tree, other than those outfits, if it comes before my Christmas party. If it does not, everything will just get wrapped up and go in my stocking and whatnot. I just received Jake's main present. Again, super hard to buy for, because when I listen to him say things over the year like, oh, I need a new this, or I want to get this, or I want to get that, I kind of like every now and again will just go and like splurge and buy him something nice that he's been talking about. We don't have one of those relationships where he's like, he's the main bread maker and I don't earn as much now because I work part-time. Like our money is collectively our money, and so it all gets paid into the same account, and we pay all of our bills and expenses out of that account. Then he gets a little splurge fund, I get a coffee fund for the week. And then yeah, like again, if we want something we save and buy it, or if like I want to buy some new clothes, we just do it. Like it's just how we work. We're very like, we're a good team, we're very together with that sort of stuff. Like I still, after my last relationship, and like I'm still mentally triggered by things like you know, just little things where I'll be like, oh, I bought this today, oh, how much did you pay for it, blah, blah, blah. Jake's not like that, and so I still find myself justifying like, oh, I went and bought Artie a bunch of clothes today, and Jake's, or you know, I bought some stuff from Mecca, or I did this, and Jake's like, okay, what, like, cool, if you think we can afford it, well, not if you think we can afford it, but like, if like you had the money for it, then awesome, like, what do you want me to, like, bad spending, whatever. He's just so not like, he's so nonchalant. So yeah, it's awesome. And same as like when I do groceries, I'll be like, oh, are you like vibing anything that you want this week, like something specific for dinner or like some snacks or whatever, and he's like, nah, everything's been pretty good the last few months. I'm like, what's that supposed to mean? Oh my god, I've just seen one of my big plants has been blown over. Oh, I'm going to have to go and rectify that. That's annoying. I was wondering, that's why I've been staring out the window going, something's different in my backyard and I don't know what it is. It's because this massive plant in front of the wall has literally been tipped over. So anyway, but yeah, that's just a little insight into Jake and I's relationship and how things are. So anyway, I went and had my preconception bloods today. Love that for me. I've been filming a day in the life on my phone, so I'm just gonna make it as like a TikTok or an Instagram reel and do a voiceover on it, but I'll pull footage from that to put into this video too. It was an absolute shit house of a morning. We were up out the house at 8, got to the place, it was 9:45 when I got my bloods and walked out of there. An hour and 40 minutes we waited. So anyway, we went and spent an hour or so at my sister's house. We were supposed to be there for most of the morning, but like it took me so much longer to get my bloods done, so we've been out and done that. But yeah, like I said, this week's been a bit of a boring one. It always is on the interim week, so I'm either considering doing fortnightly vlogs or still doing weekly, but just like quieter ones. I mean, obviously we're gonna have more to vlog about now, because like technically our TTC journey starts from now. Like basically when I get the results back from these bloods on Monday or Tuesday, that's going to depict whether we can start trying in December, or like I think I get my period leading up to Christmas. Like it'll finish as the weekend starts, it's Christmas, so that's good because we can go to the beach for Boxing Day like we normally do. I mean, we would anyway, but I just feel more comfortable not having it for then. And then, yeah, I guess it's just a decision that we have to make. Well, not a decision, we've already decided what we want to do. It's more that I'm panicking that I'm going to fall pregnant straight away. Obviously that's what everyone wants, and I feel it's hard for me to have these conversations because I'm a planner. Like I plan everything to the T, and when I've like spoken to my sister and like, or I've spoken to friends, or I've like posted things online, and people are just like, oh, but it doesn't mean that you'll be pregnant then. And I'm like, I know that, but I'm a very logical thinker, so I'm like, I'm not glass half full and I'm not glass half empty. I'm like as much as a pessimist as I am an optimist. Like I'm always in the middle. And Jake's mum and I used to actually clash over this because she'd go, you're always looking at the negatives. And I'm like, no, the way I was brought up and the way that our life was and the way things happened, you had to expect the worst could happen sometimes, you know. And so it's just how my outlook is on life. I'm a very positive person and very confident person, but I always look at things from both sides of the fence, and I think it's such a logical way of doing things. I'm not negative because of it. I'm always just like, it be what it be. And I know that that annoys some people, but literally it be what it be. You can't change things. You can only control certain things. So what I can control is looking after my body. You know, I know now that obviously I'm starting to get into the TTC realm. So my Christmas party is going to obviously be like a good night for me where, you know, I'll eat whatever food is there. I'll have a glass or two of champagne. But we're not trying at that point. Like my period isn't until the end of December. So that's fine. I can have that. I can enjoy Christmas with my family. I can have a glass of champagne with them. Like if I want to, I probably won't. I always say that I'm looking forward to having a drink, and then it gets to that day and I'm like, I'm just not feeling it. Or I'm hungry and I can't eat and drink at the same time, so I'd rather eat food. So I'm just going to enjoy the rest of the year as it is, and whatever happens, happens. You know, the way that my cycle falls, we have pretty much 2 opportunities to try come January. So we've got the very last week going into the first week of Jan, then the very last week, which is actually the same time we conceived Artie 2 years ago. So, or not even. Yeah, well, it will be 2 years at that point. But yeah, like so getting back to what I was trying to say, I'm a very logistical thinker. So in my head, right, when you're TTC, trying to conceive, you're having unprotected sex. You are trying to make a baby. You're trying to procreate. You're doing the damn thing. So the outcome of that would be that you would fall pregnant. And if you don't fall pregnant, you get your period, you try again the next month, and you just keep going, right? So I have to plan for the fact that if we're having unprotected sex and we are trying for a baby, I could potentially fall pregnant. Hence why we've waited to this point to start trying. So it's only 4 weeks earlier than what the doctors have advised for me to be post-op. But again, it's just that it takes a while to prepare. So I've got to have blood tests done. I've got to make sure my levels are fine. If he comes back on Tuesday or Wednesday when he gives me my results and says, hey, look, your vitamin D is shot again. You need to go and have an injection, or you need an iron transfusion and blah, blah, blah. That adds on another 3 to 6 weeks before we can actually start trying, which brings us to the end of January. So do you get my point? My point is that we have to plan that when we start trying, which in our head is over the next couple of cycles, the earliest point we would fall pregnant would be, have a baby would be September. So in our heads, financially, logistically, and comfortably, that is the earliest point that we would be happy to bring a baby into the world. Yes, things can happen. You could have a baby prematurely. We did. We had Artie a month early, and that's fine. But what we're saying is we are aiming for that point, and then if we don't fall pregnant straight away, which is completely fine, it just goes a month further and further and further and further and further. If we get to the end of next year and we haven't conceived or had a baby, that is when we will decide if we want to keep trying or just call it quits. Because we aren't, as much as we want it, we're also comfortable and grateful with the fact we've been graced with Artie, and so we wouldn't go and put that pressure on ourselves. Like we have comfortably said, we wouldn't go and pay for things like IVF. Like maybe we try IUI, but we don't, I can't say we don't want it that bad because I don't want to get freaking harassed for that. But what I'm trying to say is we are grateful with where we are. We've been blessed with a baby naturally, even though it took a while, it still happened naturally, and we are so, so grateful for that. So my point is, what we are comfortable with financially and logistically isn't things like going through IVF and all the rest of it. I love everything to do with pregnancy, fertility, falling pregnant, you know, all the negative things that happen as well, because there is always going to be bumps in the road. But I don't think mentally I would be able to go through something like IVF, and I think that that would personally set me back after all these years of working on my mental health and getting to where I am. So I wouldn't go and push myself into something like that. And Jacob's not so like, no, please, like if we can't fall pregnant, like we have to do something. We want 2 kids. We've never set a number. We've never, you know, given our family expectations. We said to them from the day that they came and met Arthur at the hospital, mark my words, we said to the mums, do not get used to this, because we will not be the grandchildren No, we're their children. We will not be the children that will be giving you a plethora of grandkids. We know that, we feel it in our bones. We don't see ourselves with a big family. More so because I came from a family where like we didn't travel as kids, we didn't do those things, and that's fine because not a lot of families do. Jake comes from a family where there's 4 kids and they've been on holidays, they've done these things. And for us to be able to join the two together and give our children, you know, this adventurous life that we both crave so much and we want to include them in, that doesn't look like having 4 or 5 kids for us. So at this point, you know, we've said we might get a few years down the track and go, you know what, I think there is a 3rd one for us, and that's okay. If we decide that together in 5 years time, then so be it. But right now we see ourselves as a family of 4, and again, if that doesn't happen, that is okay, totally okay. We will just manifest what we want, like we've been doing, you know, having good chats, looking after ourselves like we are, and we will just leave it in God's hands. If there's one of them up there, I'm not super religious, but I do pray a lot, and again, I'm just going to leave it to the higher mighties and the female anatomy system and, you know, Jake's as well. And just hope and pray, like I said, for us that we get what we're hoping for. But yeah, so anyway, I've just been filming this for like 20 minutes and I need to put my groceries away, so I'm going to do that. Artie's just gone down for a nap. I'm going to have something to eat. I had to fast this morning, so I've had like this much of my coffee post-fasting and bloods, and I had a hash brown from Hungry Jack's. YOLO, like, you do you, boo. But yeah, so anyway, gonna do that so I can enjoy my time while Artie sleeps, and then I need to still finish sorting out those clothes in the spare room. Would you believe it? Yeah, you would. So I'm probably going to leave this video here for this week. Like I said, it's going to be a very short one, but I want to stay consistent. I will feed a few little things into the video as well that will have come off my phone. So I hope you've enjoyed this one. If you have any questions, you are more than welcome to head over to my socials and ask me, or comment down below. It would mean a lot to me if you subscribe to my channel. Don't really care if you like my video or dislike it. I don't know the difference between what that does for you, but anyway, if you've liked it, then like it. I am trying to make a decision based on what I want to do with documenting my journey on Instagram. It's really hard because I want to share it with as many people as I can. The problem is, and the reason why I'm sharing my post-bariatric surgery life is because when I was doing my research over the last 5 years, I couldn't find stuff like this. I couldn't find that raw, real conversations between people, that personable experience of seeing what it actually looks like, what life looks like, you know, after it. Obviously, as you've seen, if you've been watching this long, you'll know that things are pretty normal, and if you didn't know, you wouldn't know I had surgery. So I love that for me, and I know it's not like that for everyone, but this is me sharing my real and raw experience. And yeah, this week's just been one of those downer weeks, so we haven't done a whole lot as far as, you know, vlogging and stuff goes. I just haven't had the time. But yeah, so I'm going to decide what I want to do with that Instagram account. I want to put it on private and remove a bunch of people that I don't know, or that like I don't feel comfortable with them following that part of the journey, if I'm going to be sharing it like in live time and, you know, comfortably. But it just means if I share things like reels and whatnot, I'm not going to get that reach, because once your account is private, you don't show up anywhere else, so people won't see that. And again, it's not about the followers and all the rest of it. I couldn't care less about that, but I'm doing this to teach and to engage and to instill that knowledge into people that I couldn't find when I needed it. And so the fact that I've also had a pregnancy and a baby pre-surgery, and then had the weight loss surgery, and I'm now hoping to have another pregnancy and baby, that is where I cannot find things. I know that there's Facebook pages on like pregnancy after bariatric surgery and stuff, but I find a lot of it is Americans, which there's nothing wrong with that, but it's more like I'm not finding people like close to me and around me. Like I do know a girl that had a baby, had surgery and had a baby, but she also wasn't as knowledgeable about the surgery as I am. Like there's still so many things I've taught her, and she's like a year ahead of me post-op. So again, I think if it's available, I want it to get out there and I want it to reach people, but at the same time, like it's a very personal thing. So, you know, I have control of how much I can share, will share, and want to share, and in what sort of timing. And obviously I film my video over the week and then post it and then that day that I'm, you know, editing and posting, I've already started filming for the next week. So everything's always going to be a week behind. So again, if something happens that I don't feel comfortable sharing, that I need to process and whatnot, then I obviously would leave those bits out until I feel comfortable sharing them. I've just put up on my VSG Instagram page today that I was having my preconception bloods, and I don't think I've had this much engagement since I've had this account. And I'm just reading some of the questions that have popped up. So I posted this morning that, you know, oh, I'm going for my preconception bloods, and oh, where is my own story? There it is. So yeah, I was like, a surreal day, preconception blood day. If you know, you know. And I got so many replies to that going, oh, you're trying again. Oh my God, how amazing. Thank you so much for sharing this. I can't wait to see, or good luck, and like all this sort of stuff. But then I also had like, I don't know, a you're trying again sort of situation. And I'm like, it's people like that that have known me for years that clearly don't watch my YouTube videos because you would know, firstly, and wouldn't have to send me, I don't know, passive aggressive messages like that. But also, like, I've spoken about it on my account. I've done that sort of stuff. So I'm like, I know that not everyone sees your things. I know that there's algorithms and stuff, and I totally get that. But if I saw something like that on someone's story and gone, shit, I think I've missed something, I would go back through and try and find the information first so that I personally don't look like a dickhead asking stupid questions. Not saying that that's how I feel about the people that have asked me these questions, but, you know, like I've got one girl, Jazz, and if you watch this, love you so much. She replied and was like, is this for baby number 2? And I replied back and was like, Jazz, what else do humans try and conceive? Like, and I knew that I could say that to her because she knew that I'd be joking and laughing, because I'd literally just got another message going, are you trying for baby number 2? I'm like, well, what else do you try and conceive? So I just had a little giggle sitting in the blood place, the blood bank. And yeah, and then she was like, I'm so excited. But the thing is because I was getting so many replies on that going, I'm so excited for this, I'm not even having kids anymore, but I can't wait to watch you because these people have watched me from 10 years ago to now, or they're my new weight loss surgery friends or whatever, or hoping to go through the same thing at one stage in their life. So I posted up a story and said, I'm thinking of either going live on here later this arvo or doing a question box, but I feel like that's not as personable, but I can make it. I've talked a lot on my YouTube about Jake and I getting ready to potentially start trying for another baby. Pregnancy post weight loss surgery is a massive topic that there is just not enough information about. So I'm taking an opportunity and an opening, and I'm going to try and, you know, advocate and be that person and teach. I'll be switching this account to private and removing followers based on where I feel comfortable posting and talking about it as much or as little as I like. So if you are sensitive to topics around TTC, fertility, pregnancy and the likes of, you know, it's a good time to unfollow, because I respect that. It's hard when you're trying and you're not falling pregnant and other people are talking about it and trying, you know, and having success. Like, that can be harrowing. It can be really hard. So I posted that up this morning and I've had a really good response. I've had almost 40 replies and majority of them said do a question box. So I posted a question box, and I'm going to obviously sit down and answer those hopefully over video later. But most of them so far are no questions, just wishing you all the best. Another one, I just love how open you are. Thanks heaps. I want you to answer everything that you can. I can't wait to hear and read. Some of them were my friends being silly. Not a question, just good luck with your journey. Another one from one of my favorite followers, are you ready to be the hottest pregnant mama with the cutest pregnant belly? Another one, are you nervous for twins? I had the surgery in May and I'm also about to try, and I'm so scared because the risk of twins is higher. I would love that. Not gonna lie, Jake and I have said we would be absolutely petrified, but we were low-key hoping that we were going to have twins with Artie because there's twins in Jake's family, if you know, so that's why I get comments like that. And it doesn't scare me. I think it would be crazy, and straight up I'd be like, hey mum, want to move in? And obviously, yeah, we have a massive village around us, so I'm very, very grateful for that. But no, I'm not scared. I just don't even know. But imagine that, I would have 3 under 2. Well, I don't know. I'm hoping that Artie at least gets his birthday to himself by that stage. But anyway, so these are the kind of questions and comments I'm getting, which is beautiful. So I will sit down and answer those tomorrow or tomorrow afternoon, just to give it the full 24 hours. But yeah, again, I am an open book and I want to share as much as I can. I want to reach people and I want to get out there, and I don't know what I'm doing wrong or like where I'm going wrong with my YouTube. Maybe I talk too much, I don't know. But if people don't give me feedback, I don't know what you want to see in here. So it's important to me and imperative that people give me feedback. If not, I'm just going to still keep posting anyway. And if at least one person watches, then well, love that for you. So if you're my number one, love you. Thanks for being here. Anyway, I really need to get these groceries away. So I will see you next week, and hopefully I will have really, really good news that we can start doing the damn thing. Okay, love you, bye.
Good morning, everyone. Today you're going to come along with us and see what we get up to. First, I'm just going to put some skincare on, and then I'm going to find something to wear. Sometimes I decide to raid Jacob's drawer because, you know, I still love a baggy t-shirt and bike short kind of vibe. Oh, trying to decide which pair of black bike shorts I want to wear. Here we go. There's the outfit. And yay, I made the bed. The terrorist keeps getting my water bottle. Here's my outfit check. Oh, and my little mate. Yeah. So easy breakfast today because we've got to be out of the house by 8. It's TTC Bloods Day. So we've got some water bottles filled up. Someone spotted me cutting up blueberries. Here's our water bottle and some snacks for Artie for the day. A bar for me because I'm fasting. Always got sunscreen. Here's our bag. I keep everything in little individual bags because it makes it easy to find. Can't forget my bits and pieces. Time for Artie to have a bottle. He is in the midst of trying cow's milk, so we're kind of doing half and halves at the moment. Soon he'll probably only be on 1 bottle a day, but at the moment he's still loving a morning bottle, so we just let him have it. While he's having that, I'm going to get him sorted for the day. So a dummy chain, tidy his room. Oh, pick some bits up around the house. I wish it was this quick. Yeah, I'm freaking out because we have to leave. So shoes and socks, dummy on the chain, and let's put his bib on. We're trying to get him to learn to sit on the couch while we put his shoes on, and it's the cutest thing ever. Look at him. He's so adorable. Anyway, so we are going to finish up putting our shoes and socks on, and then I'll just let him roam around whilst I get the rest of the bits and pieces sorted. Probably need to put my own shoes on too. Yep, there we go. Love that for me. All right, we're out the house. It's 8:04. In the car, or I've forgotten the bags, and we're picking up groceries on the way home. Got to grab those. Actually, what you don't see in here is that I actually forgot the blood slip, and we actually had to come home again. So 8:07, we're finally in the car. Here we go, and it's an hour and 40-minute wait. Yep, that's how we all feel. Love that for us today. So we got our bloods, and we went and saw Cha-Cha and Auntie Britt, hung out there for the morning, picked up our groceries, and then it's pretty much nap time. I was keeping Artie awake at this stage. So inside, time for him to get changed into something cooler, and then get him ready for his nap. And it's almost 12 o'clock on the dot at this stage, so perfect timing for us. He actually had this nap for about 3 hours too. So now I've got to bring all the groceries and stuff in. This is probably my favourite part of my days off, is reorganising my fridge and the pantry. This is just a top up groceries, and look at that, click of the fingers and the kitchen's clean. Coffee for mama and some lunch, just some leftovers. I'm going to sit and eat and sort my camera and my SD cards out and start editing this week's vlog. And then, yeah, I mean, look, I don't know, it's been sitting there for 3 hours still, so I've just finished it now, and it's 8:15 at night. Oh, someone's awake. He's just had his lunch, and now he's just going to cruise around for a bit and absolutely trash his kitchen. Jake has just gotten home and is in the shower at this stage, so I've tidied up and thrown Artie in the shower with him. We have a family chiro appointment, so we're about to leave for that any minute now. Oh, yep, there we are. Time for a snap, crackle and pop. It was Artie's very first session. Oh, here's me after mine, and pencil in the mouth. And here's Artie getting his first adjustment. Actually, his pelvis was out, so it was good timing. From here we went and got bubble tea, and Jake gets a haircut. And then we picked up our matching Christmas outfits. Oh, and there's Artie going to bed. I forgot to film any of that, but I made a chicken wrap for dinner. Jake wasn't hungry because he ate a lot today. So I got our bags ready for tomorrow, packed some morning tea for myself, and there's my dinner, and that's me.